மானுடத்தின் மீது பற்றையும் மனிதாபிமானத்தையும் என்றும் போற்றுவேன். சமூக நீதியையே அடித்தளமாக கொண்ட சமுதாயம் அமைத்திட இந்த நாளில் உறுதியேற்கிறேன். Thank you. Kindly be seated.
I request everyone to please maintain silence. I request everyone to rise for the arrival of the guest speaker. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together to welcome the speaker, Mr. John Jacob, the Principal Architect of Cognizant. Kindly remain seated. Good evening, everyone. I'm R. Sai Krishna Priya from First BCom Professional Accounting and your MC for this session. It gives me enormous pleasure to welcome you to the conference on the artificial intelligence in the retail sector. Artificial intelligence is of utmost importance in the current era, and this conference will help us cement an understanding of its relevance in the retail sector. On behalf of the department, I extend a warm welcome to Ms. Zeenat Zarina and Mr. Kishore Kumar, who is the sports secretary, as well as, of course, our chief speaker for the day. Thank you for providing your valuable time to us. And may I now call upon Ms. M.S. Niraimati of 3rd BCom Professional Accounting to welcome the gathering.
Good afternoon. It is very great pleasure with honor and I stand before you today to welcome distinguished guest who has made significant contribution to the field of technology and innovation, Mr. John Jacob. Mr. Jacob is a principal architect with over 20 years of extensive experience in realms of ESG, IoT, AI, ML and cloud solution. His span across leading cloud platforms such as AWS has proficient a variety of programming language including Java, Python and React. His deep understanding of distributed computing and real-time timing solution has positioned him as throughout a leader in technologic field. Throughout his career, Mr. Jacob has successfully managed and delivered numerous RFFs and RFM engagements showcasing his ability to translate complex business objectives into actionable technology standards. He has played a vital role in onboarding over 3,000 buildings on IoT solutions for global office space rental organization and has developed smart building solutions for the process vast amount of the sensor data. Moreover, Mr. Jacob has been instrumental in implementing innovative solutions for various sectors, including real-time location tracking for the global mobile network provider and a scalable platform for a large American health insurance company that processes huge volume of data to drive business intelligence. In addition to his technical powers, Mr. Jacob Jacob is a strong advocate for establishing consistent standard in application designing, ensuring that projects not only meet technical and architectural projection and also align with specific business goals. We are truly privileged to have Mr. John Book Jacob with us today. His insight and experience will undoubtedly inspire and enlighten us as we navigate an evolving landscape of technology. Please join me in extending a warm welcome to Mr. John Book Jacob. Thank you.
Now I request Ms. Zeenat Zarina to honor the chief guest with a memento. May I now request her to honor the guest with a fruit basket. Thank you, ma'am. Artificial intelligence is indispensable, and its role in retail is felt in using personalized shopping experiences, inventory management, and fostering data-backed decision-making. We hope this conference will help us gain deeper insights into the same. I now request Mr. John Book Jacob to enlighten us on the role of artificial intelligence in retail. Over to you, sir.
So thank you, everyone. Thanks to MCC for this opportunity to be a part of your celebrations and to give a part of what few I know in what I've learned in my career. So I guess the introduction is over, so I'll just switch to the topic. But before I go, I just want to spend a few minutes because I think the first question in everyone's mind today is, will AI take my job? Right? Most students, even professionals, are worried. What will happen to my future? Because you guys are studying now and you'll enter into a profession or a business or some sort. But still, people are worried a lot on AI. I'll give you an example. I think when I was in 9th grade, my mom sent me to a typewriter class. So I took a typewriting session. And there was also a stenograph class going on where some of my seniors were taking the class. So at that time, stenography was a guaranteed job. You learn stenography, you get into a job. But now we don't have it. But that doesn't mean that all the jobs are taken. There's a different skill that is required today. Even today, there are so many jobs, but the only problem is the skill expectation of the industry has increased. Because when I joined as a fresher, right, I was told that I learned these 3 things like Java, C, C++. And this is all I knew at that time. My interview was based on that. But if I'm interviewing a fresher of college now, I expect him to know a lot better because my son is in 7th standard and he came to me and told me, Dad, I need help in designing HTML page. I need to show a calendar. I learned in 12th standard basic. It was adding 2 numbers, multiplying 4 numbers and showing a result. That's what I learned. That was what we did in our school 12th project. So the skill expectation has changed. And whoever is able to put the effort and upskill yourself will definitely get a job, right? So do not feel worried about your future. And one more thing I want to share with you. Our topic is AI, but whatever the industry is doing, it's my thought process. It's not really AI. You may be surprised because what I'm telling you is, I'll just give you so even this diagram that you see is not up to scale. So AI by definition, right, is to mimic a human intelligence. That is an equivalent of you. Tesla has autopilot. It can drive around itself to some extent, but it of course hits somebody and kills them. It can happen, even a human does it. But the same Tesla autopilot cannot drive your scooty, cannot drive a helicopter, cannot drive an airplane. These are very, very pointed solo solutions that does one specific thing very good. Okay? So that's why if you see the topmost thing is as equal to human being, which is AI. Many scientists attempted it, realized that no, your brain is far, far superior than a supercomputer that we can ever build. So they set a lower goal. They went to narrow AI. They could not achieve that. So narrow AI itself is probably 10% of what the AI is about. And even that was too big, so they went into machine learning, which is again maybe 30 to 40% of what narrow AI wanted to achieve. And in that, yes, we had a lot of success, but the cost to develop machine learning models are quite expensive. Companies have tried it, built it, and they found that it is too expensive. Then they went to deep learning, and now we have large language models, which is what you are used in ChatGPT, right? Everybody has ChatGPT, and your Facebook and WhatsApp, you have your chatbots helping you to ask questions. And most popular being GPT-4 and ChatGPT. So that's the aspect I want you to understand. The AI, we are using the term AI loosely, but it is not really an AI. It is a fraction of what human intelligence can achieve. So be happy about it. So you're not getting replaced. You still will have to use your own skills to bring value to large corporations or your own business, okay? And this is a simple, I don't know if it's visible on the large screen. Even ChatGPT is a small subset of all the other large language models. So it's not visible. Oh, okay. Let's go. Okay. So even ChatGPT is a small part of many other large language models and LLM models that are being built. So if you see, the tree is huge, and one among the 100 on the top, if you could see my cursor, right, is ChatGPT, but there are hundreds of other models that is being built. So AI is vast, and human intelligence will always triumph whatever we can build, and you have to use AI to augment yourself in whatever you're doing. Okay? So this is some of the things that you may have seen already, because everybody is using YouTube and ads and everything, so you already know most of it. It's not new, but this is what we have done in some of our labs, and also we try to sell this to our customers. We have our own innovation lab, which also we have a dedicated lab in Chennai. For example, one of the use case is smart trial room. So I think girls would appreciate better. You would want to try every single dress that you find in a retail showroom, right? But you don't have time. So these days, AI can help you choose your color and match you with a dress of your choice and you can instantly like look or find how you would look in a certain dress or a certain costume. And this has been a huge success in many of our retail customers, in high-end retailers, right? LLVM, etc. So they've been using this kind of a concept where customers can just walk in and then choose what kind of dresses or pick their options across multiple fashion styles and pick it. And another is like in a large store, you might also struggle to find your own where to go or find a product. Because in a large store, this is one of the problems, because you don't know where your choice of product is. If the showroom floor, for example, in one of our clients, the showroom is a 13-floor building in New York. It's about 3 million square foot of showroom. So imagine trying to find your favorite style of dress, and you have to walk through all the places. So tools using your own preferences can help you choose where to look for the product, and it can even recommend to you, this particular style of products or this particular. Maybe if you just tell the chatbot or the app, that I'm looking for a formal wear, or I'm looking for an occasional wear, or I'm looking for an event-based that the theme is X, Y, Z, then it could tell you like, no, you just have to go to this particular floor and this particular aisle and you'll find what you're looking for, right? Again, digital kiosk is something that I think everyone has used, so I'll skip that. And next one is somewhat a recent one that we've done, which is AI skin tone analyzer for a cosmetics company. I guess boys are distracted because most of them are shopping based, but yeah. So if you want to try a makeup, right, you don't know how you look, a particular color or a choice of a cosmetics, you don't know how it look on your skin. So this particular kiosk has a video-based analytics that will analyze your skin and tell you like which particular cosmetics, color shades and combinations will look good on you. And then I think this is also available in Google. So you pick a product and then you take a photo of it, and then Google will tell you what the product is about. But for a retailer, right, if you pick a product, you find something that your friend has, you take a picture, and then you can open that particular, for example, LLVM's, Louis Vuitton brands, and then you say, this is the bag I'm looking for. It will tell you like, no, these are all the options that is available. So that again uses AI to do image recognition and try to match you with the product that they have, or try to sell you like when it's available. Smart shelves. I think in India we don't have it, but in many of the US and Europe clients, say they have two ways of implementing it. One is semi-automated, one is completely robotics. One is where we install a lot of cameras across the aisles, and the cameras will track how many products are there in the shelf. So it does a product counting and product matching. And also it will alert, like if somebody goes and picks up a product and puts it somewhere else in a wrong place, right? It also will alert the staff of the shopping center to tell them like there's a misplaced product. It can be used to say like there's out of stock product, because every retailer, if you go to the shelf, right, they have a concept of every aisle should have like minimum number of products. Like there's a shampoo section, right? It should have like say 10 count of shampoo at any point of time. If it goes below the 10, then automatically the AI camera will recognize that it's understocked. It will send a notification to the staff of the store, and the staff will go and replenish the stock. This is kind of semi-automated. And the next level, which is robotic based. So a robot, there are two ways they are doing it. One is a robot instead of camera on the roof. The problem with the camera on the roof is that you don't get, some of the shelves are deep, right? You can't see through the end of the shelf. So there's a robot that goes around and it will scan from an eye to eye level, and that gives a much more accurate amount of stocks on the shelves. But again, it's an expensive solution used only by like premium brands, and also it will alert the staff when there is understocked to the staff. But maybe the next step will be like automatic stocking of these products in the aisles. That's also being in the works. And probably I'll skip the blockchain. Blockchain-based thing is not that popular, but yeah, that's also being experimented across retailers where products are being tagged for traceability, primarily because of theft. You may think that it's a small thing, but for a retailer, theft is a very big problem. So they want to trace every single product. So every single product right now has, you may have just a barcode-based queue, which is like common across the products. What they're doing is a unique code, a blockchain is being created for every single product that's being sold. So, and that is being traced across a lifestyle and where all it moves. So if a product was stolen without being billed, and if that same product ends up somewhere else, so, and usually all the merchandise nowadays, in US at least, right? Probably in our Indian stores, you will see that big magnetic thing they will remove, right? But more expensive products have an RFID chip on them. So that chip is usually not used for preventing theft. Who is stealing those products will actually take it and sell it somewhere, and they'll end up in some flea markets. So what the staff or counter theft team of the retailers will do is, they have a scanner which they'll put it in a suitcase. You won't even see it, or they'll put it in their bag. They'll just walk around the thrift stores or flea markets. So the scanner will actually read all the RFID chips that is in their products, and if at all there's a product which was stolen and is being sold in that market, that will secretly pick up all those data. And there's a matching done with whether this was stolen, not stolen, unsold. Those kind of data is being gathered, and then if it is stolen, it automatically kind of alerts the police authorities that this flea market store number, store location, right, is using stolen goods, and that's how they go and arrest people who are like stealing from large retailers. So these are some of the options that is kind of trending at this point. So I'll move on to some other thing which also you might have experienced. This is again ChatGPT based recommendation. So if you give your choice of products in a chat based model, you could tell what kind of, as I said, a formal occasion or informal or a casual or a wedding or an event. This conversational model will, if you go to Amazon or Myntra or whatever, right, you do a search, you get so many product recommendations, and most of it may not be like personalized for you, right? You would want it personalized and matched to your, okay, even if you do a search and put like, I want a beach wear or something, right? It does not give you a right, like you'll, out of 10 pages of results, maybe like 3 or 4 is what you're looking for. So this is where like ChatGPT based models, if you just give very precise directives or prompts, it can filter out say 500 of retail options, and will just give you like what will match you, and also it will filter like your size, your preferences, your color choices, your color preferences, and it will give you the choice of the product that will match your preference more. So this is an assistance. Again, this is on the other side of for the staff. Suppose you go to a retailer, say a Max showroom, right? And then you're asking like, I want this kind of a product. Maybe you show them a picture, right? They know that product is in the store, but they themselves can't find it. It may be in the back house. Again, I'm talking about premium sellers where they do very customized or try to give a customized shopping experience to their customers. Finding a product, for example, I don't know, in Sarana stores, like you're gone, right? You tell this model I want, they'll run around the store and try to bring you. Like, but the people, it is all people dependent, right? But in a very large, say a premium store, they would again have a lot more boxes, and it's too difficult to know like where a particular product is placed. So again, here there's a combination of AI driven plus RFID. I mean, again, AI is not just going to be singularly responsible. It works with multiple other solutions like RFID tracking, which we call as RLTS, or real-time tracking of products. You combine that with some inventory management system. Inventory is which store has what products. Suppose there's a store, there's a product that you get a pallet of box, and the pallet will have, say, 100 different products within that pallet, right? And some of it will be for children, some of it will be for adults, some of it will be for parents, mothers, etc., right? So what is actually in the store, that is being tracked by real-time inventory system using RFID-based chips. And then that gets tied to an inventory management system, like an order was placed, an order has been received by, and actually is present inside that shop. But nobody knows which pallet and which box has the product that you want. Suppose a mother has gone and is looking for a certain baby product, and it's not there in the aisle, right? So a staff would have to find it. And solutions like this, they start to like tell the particular chatbot saying like, we are looking for a cradle for a baby, right? It's going to tell them like, no, go to the back store and room number 10, aisle number 5. So the staff just goes there, picks up the product, and brings it to the customer to try it out or buy it. So there are several other solutions, AI-based. For example, like maybe I'll give it a different context. So when you're ordering, you're choosing your own favorite products, right? But when you go to Swiggy, like it will, I don't know if Swiggy has used it, but it will give you a recommendation, right? This is a new product that is on sale. Maybe Swiggy is not the right option, but maybe like if you say you're using Facebook, right? Many people would have experienced this. I just thought about a product, it came to me on Facebook, right? Like how many have had that experience? I didn't even speak, or you may think that, no, I spoke about the product to my friend, suddenly it's coming up on my Facebook. And anyone can guess how that's happening. You just have a conversation, or you never even had a conversation, right? So there are multiple things that's happening in the background. Maybe it's not covered in this topic, but there's what I would say, like invasive tracking of you and non-invasive or legally authorized. There are 2-3 ways like retailers try to get that information. For example, Alexa or your Google, right? If you turn it on for Google or Alexa, right? It is always listening to you. That is, you have permitted a certain company and app to listen to your conversations, right? This is permitted or a legally authorized thing, so it knows what you are speaking, and it's officially not allowed to use the data for selling you products. But there are a lot of apps in your own phone which illegally collect your data. So they listen to your conversations, they track your browsing history, they track your cookies wherever you're gone. So all this data, even corporates, they will not directly listen to your conversation. They will buy the data from a third party. So somebody is stealing your data, right? And corporates will legally buy the data but it will be anonymized. Okay, it will not directly have name XYZ. They will anonymize the data. It will just say like, this person, XYZ person is in Chennai, has gone through these websites, preferably likes to buy an iPhone, or maybe a drone, or some kind of device or something, right? So these companies buy those information, and they will apply a matching. Again, here is where AI comes into picture. So they'll try to match that segment. So what I'm trying to give you a holistic, like first, how retail operates is they split you into different categories called customer segmentation. Okay, so you will fit into like maybe low income segment, mid-range segment, and a premium segment. Okay, so by your spending, if you're spending on Amazon, already Amazon knows how much you will spend on a per month basis, or Flipkart will track you. So they'll fit you into a customer segment. So next is, they'll buy data from Facebook, they'll buy data from illegal parties also, but they'll buy it from, so that they'll mask data and they'll got the data from somebody. And they'll try to apply AI on top of this. So they know that this particular set of customers are interested to buy certain products. Right now, it's a simple AI learning algorithm that is applied on this data, and it can easily tell you like what you will most probably be liking or wanting to buy, right? Because if today like there is Onam celebration going on, 10 people would already try to search for Onam based products, right? And they'll just match that to you. Okay, age group 16 to 22 years, highest probability of them being able to sell you Onam based products. Or Diwali is there, there's already a huge trend that's going, and it will try to match you to that. So that's how this kind of prediction AI based product selling, product matching works. So these are some of the options. Ability to order food using AI, conversational AI based on chatting, customer concierge, wherein or your shopping experience is not just by mobile, you are actually like shopping through multiple channels like chat or mobile or desktop. So everywhere it's a unified model that's being done. Data visualization, for example, behind the scenes, like customer don't see you as a person, right? They see you as a segment. So data visualization is they will try to plot millions of customers over a chart or a data visualization, showing them like what kind of customers and products will sell more, right? For example, if the buying capacity is higher and your age is matching, probably let's say after 25, 30, right? You will not be just searching for buying Diwali products. Probably after 30, you'll be more looking to buy, a car, or maybe after 35, you'll be looking to buy a house, right? So one is enabling the CEOs, CTOs to make that educated guess where the retailer has to invest money, right? Should they invest in costumes, or should they invest in any other segment, right? That is where this data-driven insights will be used by the senior management of companies to make those decisions. Okay, I'll touch upon this inventory optimization. So at any point of time, if you see, right, you go to a shopping, say Max, they'll say it is there in online, but it may not be in the store, or it may be in the store, but it will be in the back office. So optimizing inventory so that first reduce the time where it is spent, where it is not visible to customer. That is, a product has been ordered by somebody from the shop. It is taking time from the warehouse to be packed, put into a truck. The truck travels all the way to a store, and then unpacked and put it on a display, right? there's a huge amount of time that's lost in terms from when the order was placed to when the product is actually been used or made visible to an end customer, right? So this is where inventory optimization comes in. So using algorithms to cut time spent in shipping, packing, unpacking, loading. So all that, we use models to say where the time is being lost. Is the time being lost in packing, unpacking, or it is lost in shipping? So that is critical to business because it is lost time, lost effort in human capacity, right? That's all they want to optimize. So I forgot to remove the branding. I hopefully don't take pictures here. So yeah, as you saw, this is a large beverage company. So it's not launched in our markets, but if you go to, especially this product is targeted to college students and office campuses. So what they do is they, instead of having simple water cans, right? Like in the US, what they have is smart fountain machines. So you just take your water bottle, go there and then tell the device, like you'll just choose, like I want lemon flavored water, I want maybe cola flavor or something else also, right? So there are kiosks where you just take your bottle and then it will mix up your beverage. You can say like I want a mix of watermelon plus lemon and some mint, and then it will vend you the drink. But if you are the first time goer, right, like it will probably use a AI again to match a preference. Or if you are from a particular region, then it knows that more people are preferring a mix of these mint plus watermelon, etc. And then it will tell you like, no, why don't you try this drink? So that kind of AI-driven predictions and product placement is being promoted and implemented across industries. With that, I think I want to complete the session by 3, so I'll take a pause here. And thanks for your time. I think I forgot one part. There's a Q&A session, but yeah. Yeah, I think we have almost done with the time. So thanks for the opportunity, and thanks for being patient.
Thank you, sir. This session has been instrumental in developing students' perspectives on how AI influences all aspects of business and retail. We once again are grateful for the valuable time spent and insights provided, sir. Now we have a surprise quiz. So let's get started. So now on to the first question. Expand RTLS. Anybody? Okay. Are there anybody who would like to come forward? RTLS? No? Okay, so now let's give the next question a try. What is customer segmentation? Anybody? What is customer segmentation? Well, customer segmentation is the process of organizing customers into specific groups based on shared characteristics, behaviors, or preferences with the aim of delivering more relevant experiences. Okay, so now that we are done with 2 questions, will you like to give it a chance, a 3rd question? Okay, never mind. So now an event's planning and successful conduct is unimaginable without the efforts of the various individuals involved. I now call upon Mr. Kiran of First BCom Professional Accounting to deliver the vote of thanks.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. As we come to the close of today's event, it is an honor to extend the word of thanks to all those who have contributed to making this occasion a success. Firstly, I would like to express the deepest thankfulness to our distinguished chief guest, Mr. John Borg Jacob, for taking the time to join us today and for sharing his valuable insights. Thank you, sir. Your lecture has enlightened us and provided us with a wealth of knowledge and skills that we can carry forward in our life. Immense gratitude to our principal and our bursar for allowing us to organize this event today. I would like to express the gratitude to the head of our department, Dr. Nimala Mohan ma'am, for her guidance. We appreciate the guidance extended by our staff and student in charges in organizing the event today. It takes great effort and enthusiasm to partake in ensuring the orderly flow of the event. A special thanks to all the students for your active engagement and enthusiasm throughout the event. Your presence and participation truly made the evening meaningful. Let's take a moment to thank the Almighty for the successful conduct of the event and pray that the essence of what was imbibed stays with the students. Finally, I'd like to thank everyone here today for your valuable time and attention. Let us carry forward the lessons we have learned and continue to strive for excellence in all that we do. Once again, thank you all, and I wish you a wonderful evening ahead.
Thank you, Kiran. Once again, heartfelt gratitude for everyone for your valuable presence and time. As it's always said, Commerce Department is truly a department par enthusiasm. And thank you to the Chief Speaker, as well as Dr. Zeenat Zarina ma'am and our Sports Secretary, Kishore Kumar, for gracing the stage. Now we'll be moving on to our next session shortly. There wouldn't be any breaks, so please be prepared. Thank you.
A warm evening to everyone gathered here together on this auspicious occasion to acquire ideas from third session conference of Insignia 2024. I request you all to kindly stand up for the arrival of the guest. Kindly be seated. I request you all to kindly stand up for the arrival of the guest. Let's put our hands together to welcome Mr. Sudesh Shankaravel, guest speaker of this session. kindly be settled and maintain silence throughout the session. I extend my delightful welcome to all the faculties, fellow students, and our eminent guest, Mr. Sudesh Shankaravel, Associate Fellow AI Scientist, Verizon, India. On behalf of the Commerce Department Self-Finance Stream, Madras Christian College, I, Ritika J.R. from 2nd BCom Professional Accounting, take immense pleasure to welcome you all to the third session conference of Insignia 2024. We are here today to be inspired on the topic AI in transforming telecommunication sector. Our guest speaker, Mr. Sudesh Shankaravel, is a competent manager, professional, and data scientist with over 24 years of cross-functional experience. He is currently associated with VIT University as an academic board member with management studies. He is also in Board of Studies in National Engineering College, Ethraj College for Women, and Jerusalem College of Engineering. He has a patent in scalable machine learning process and published papers in international journals and conference. We hold in high esteem to have you here, sir. Without further ado, I call upon Ms. Lian Srija of 3rd BCom A section to deliver the welcome address.
Good evening, respected faculty members and our esteemed guests and dear students. It is with great pride and joy that I welcome you all to Insignia 2024, our national flagship event that has been organized by Department of Commerce Self-Finance Stream, making a quarter century of excellence, innovation, and community building within our department. Insignia has grown into a platform that fosters academic excellence, professional growth, and the free exchange of ideas. From its humble beginning, Insignia has evolved into an event that brings together thought leaders, students, and industry professionals to discuss and explore the most pressing issues of our time. But this year focuses on leveraging AI on transformational growth in business, continues that proud and tradition by highlighting how AI is reshaping industries and the future of commerce. We are particularly honored to have Mr. Sudesh Shankaravel, Associate Fellow AI Scientist, as our distinguished guest. Welcome, sir. Mr. Sudesh will be sharing his valuable insights on AI in transforming telecommunication sector. His deep expertise in this field will provide us with an understanding of how AI is revolutionizing the telecommunication industries, enhancing efficiencies, and driving innovation. As we celebrate this special evening, I would like to express my gratitude to the respected faculty, our cabinet, and the organizing committee who have worked tirelessly to make this event possible. To the students, this is a moment to explore, innovate, and learn. We hope that today's discussion will inspire you and think you beyond the class. Once again, I welcome you all and thank you for being a part of this special day. Thank you.
Please do not use the mobile phones inside Anderson Hall and maintain silence. I request Ms. Merin and Ms. Niveta from 3rd BCom B section to present a memento and fruit basket to our guest as a piece of our love and gratitude. I kindly request you all to put your hands together for a big round of applause. I request the students to kindly pay attention as questions will be asked by the end of this session and a token of appreciation will be given. I now invite Mr. Sudesh Shankaravel to present with the session. Over to you, sir.
All right. Good evening, all. I normally hate taking post-lunch sessions. It's difficult to keep people awake, but I'll try to keep my level best to keep you all awake. Thanks for the invite. I'm happy and honored to be here. I'm currently working with a company called as Verizon. We've hired people from here every year. This is one of the largest US telecom company, and I'm heading the AI department. I'm a chief architect, data scientist with Verizon. It's been last 25 years I'm into AI. People don't believe that, but I'm in this. So I'm going to talk about how AI has transformed the telecom industry where currently I'm in. We are number one in US. We're the first people to launch 5G in US. We have 5G launched in more than 60 cities in US. So this Horizon is a business which is more than 50, 60 years old. But then I'm going to talk about how AI has really transformed the way we change the business. So can you move the next slide? Okay. So these are the 8 use cases I'm going to talk about. Okay, so AI has completely transformed. As you all might know, the industry evolution. We are in industry revolution 4.0. I would say we're at 4.5. So 4.0 is the connected, world. That's industry 4.0. It's all about Internet of Things, Internet of People, Internet of Process, everything connected, right? The advantage of this connection, like Internet of Things, IoTs, IOPs, Internet of People, Internet of Process, everything, we got a phenomenon called as data delge. Data delge is pouring of data. I mean, data is pouring like anything to every industry, you name it. So we have a lot of data in our, ecosystems. The only problem is processing that data and bringing insightful or actionable knowledge to business is a bigger problem. That's why that's the place AI has evolved a lot in last 10, 15 years. In Verizon, we have more than 500 plus AI models being hosted in production. I've just chosen about 8 different use cases to just give you a glimpse of how AI has transformed the telecom business. The top 4, what you see, they are very specific to telecom industry. They are, they're very specialized AI models for telecom industry. The bottom 4 are common across industries. The bottom 4 you could apply it in insurance, banking, telecom, any industry you name it. The bottom 4 is pretty common to all industries. So that's how I've chosen these 8 topics. I'm going to quickly run through because the time given is around 40 minutes. So I'll try to justify the time to take. So there are 4 or 5, as I mentioned, the top 4 are specific to telecom. Can you move to the next slide? All right, the first one is on predicting the remote radio head failures. If you all have seen the network towers, the mobile network towers, you'll see this black box in the top. Normally this white box is in US. In India, all the network towers, you see a black color box at the top, which will be connected through a wire. That's called as a remote radio head. The purpose or the work of the remote radio head is to convert the electrical signal. So the data or the network comes in wires till that remote radio head in an electrical signal, and then this converts that into an electromagnetic frequency, waves. That is what the antennas over which you have seen the antennas, right? In the network towers, that captures and spreads. That's how you get your networks in the mobiles. Now, so this component is very crucial for any network towers in telecom. And unfortunately, because it is in the top of the network, with all the climate conditions, the wind and everything, the chillness in US, you have a lot of snow, windfall, the rain, everything put together, it quite frequently gets failed. And just to give some numbers to make you understand, we have around 195,000 remote radio heads in our networks. We have around, active RRH in network is around 195,000 is available, of which roughly 10 to 12% is getting failed in a year. And when the remote radio head is getting failed, the problem is for a particular region, you don't get a network. Because in a tower, you'll see normally there are 4 or 5 antennas will be there, and there are 4 or 5 remote radio heads will be there. Put together, it covers the 360 degree of the communication, network communications. One of the remote radio head doesn't work. For a portion of area, you don't get the network. That's how it fails, and then people will start calling you that my network is not good and everything. So if the remote head rate fails, so it's about 10 to 12%, you can imagine that around 20,000 remote radio heads gets failed. And whenever it gets failed, 61% of the time, somebody has to climb the tower physically. Most of the time, we'll try to, troubleshoot it using our, online, through remotes, through remote systems, we'll try to upgrade the patch of the software and everything. But 61% of the time, somebody has to physically climb the tower to replace remote radio heads, and every time it costs us $1,700. So I can imagine how much money I'm spending on just maintaining this remote radio head for an year, right? It's about $30 million is what I'm investing in getting this remote radio head. What we did is we started predicting when this remote radio head is going to fail. That's the way AI has really helped us saving this $30 million annually for us. So what we do is we predict when it's going to fail, and I've just given some data. I don't think we need to be, that's too technical. So the data sources are the SAM, which is software asset management. NOAA is the weather data, the wind and climate, everything. Based on these inputs, we predict when that remote radio head is going to fail. The benefit, there will be a scheduled maintenance. The people climb the towers for a scheduled maintenance. And if I know beforehand that this remote radio head is going to fail, I can ask them to replace it. Thereby, I can save this $1,700, which I roughly spend for every climb, right? So this is a very simple AI model which I built it. Probably there are 2 guys spent about 3 months time to build this. But the benefit of doing this use case is we saved around $30 million annually. So that's the kind of benefits AI can bring to business. So normally, before this AI incorporation into this business or these problems, we do it in a proactive base, reactive base, where the remote radio heads fails, and then people call us saying, hey, I'm not getting the networks. And then we go and check the remote radio head, somebody climbs and then replaces. That was absolutely a reactive way of problem solving, where I'm also losing my customer experience and customers happiness. But this, a simple model, could help me understand when the remote radio head is going to fail and how to replace it. And roughly the benefit, what I've given is a quarterly benefits, $5.2 million. So around roughly $20 to $30 million I save just by doing a simple AI model in this fashion, right? So this is one typical case where we predict. This is called as a predictive maintenance work. And a lot of tools. This is one example I've given. In telecom industry, we have more than 20,000 components in networks. And every component we predict before it fails. So that's how we save a lot of money using AI. This is another unique case. Verizon network goes through White House. US White House uses Verizon network. US DoD, Department of Defense, uses Verizon network. So you can imagine, there are at least every day, there are 40 to 50,000 people try to hack my system. Because everybody is fond of knowing what is happening in White House, right? And we are the people who supply network to White House. So every day around 50,000 people try to hack my system. And we have these anomaly detection models. This is called as a PIP models. These are private IP models. So this will help us understanding when there is a sudden surge of a lot of data traffic in my network, I can predict proactively, and then I can go and monitor why there's a sudden, huge push of data. And normally there's a sudden surge of push happens, it's typically somebody is trying to hack your system. So this way, this will help me, proactively go and address the hacking systems, and we can avoid hacking systems, which means I have intelligent people who can really stop 50,000 hacks try every day, literally. And these are all purely because of AI. That's one of the case. And I also given numbers, like we have PIPs or private IPs. We have around roughly 7,623, and up and down models are like 15,000, that's multiplied by 2. And every day, per day, is around 85,000 anomalies being detected, where there is a huge surge of data push or up or down happens. And then we try to see why it happens. And if it is a hacking system, somebody is trying to hack my system, I can go and proactively go and stop it. And how much we measure in a day? It's about 1.4 million measurements we do in a day. That's the volume of data we're working in. And this AI transformation was absolutely possible in recent last 5 to 10 years because of the computing environment we have, because the cloud system what we have, because all the matured AI models we have, this is absolutely possible to do it, right? So that's a typical case. This is my retail video analytics, which is like Airtel stores, what you have here. We have a Verizon retail stores in US. We have more than 1,500 retail stores where people can jump in, buy our services. Not like India. In US, the telecom service providers also sells mobiles. Like Verizon sells the prepaid and postpaid along with the mobiles in US. We sell Apple, we sell Samsung. So Apple and Samsung and Moto, they produce manufacturer mobiles exclusively for us. If you've been to US, you will see the mobiles with the Verizon band, the logo at the behind in Apple phone, which means that Apple phone is sold by me. So Apple has sold the devices exclusively to Verizon, along with the postpaid or the prepaid services. We sell the devices to them. So the retail business is very big for us. As I said, we have more than 1,500 retail stores, like your Jio store or Airtel store in India. And we have done the CCTV. CCTVs are quite, I think we kept CCTVs for the shoplifting. There are a lot of people just lift the phone and move. So we kept initially the CCTVs to avoid the shoplifting. Now we're using those same CCTVs to do a lot of analytics like this. The bottom one says the customer brand relationship. The CCTV will tell us that out of these 2 customers, you can see probably it's not that visible. The front customer is the 5th time walk-in customer, whereas the first one, the white shirt lady, is first time she's walking in, right? So this analysis will really help me branding. Some customers comes frequently to me. It's very important for me to offer something so that I can retain that customer as a loyal customer to me. So that's a facial recognition, but could be used for branding. And the top right corner is a heat map for productivity and customer tracking. That will tell you that out of the total retail layout, where customers are mostly getting clogged, where people are walking around, where people are not even using it. I might have a space in my retail store where people haven't even touched about. Now, this will help me because there could be some place in my total retail store that could be a bottleneck, where a lot of people are kind of going and jammed themselves up, that it really delays their experience, or they have a bad experience when they walk through my retail stores. So this heat map will help me understanding where customers are mostly using their spaces, where they're not using it, so that I can properly manage my retail layouts. The places where people are not moving, I can move some of the products there, so that I can force people to move around the whole retail stores, so that I can manage the traffic. So that's a heat map, we do it. And the first one is like a customer analytics. How many people are walking into my store? How many people are staying in a place? There are people who just go to a place, they look at the phone, and they turn around, look out for an assistance. And I can capture through a digital video, and I can send that to an agent. And the agent can go and attend it, and then make sure the customer gets the sale done. So I can completely watch the customers in my retail stores to understand which customer needs an intervention at what stage of his window shopping. And I can also measure how many people are walking into my store, how many people are really buying it, how many people are just doing window shopping, etc. So these are all possible. There are multiple use cases I have done using a very simple CCTV, the cameras. These are all video analytics we have done to make sure our retail stores works at the highly efficient manner possible. The last one, I think I just talked about it. This is the digital twin. Yeah, thank you. So digital twin, you might have heard about it. What we do is normally whatever the physical tower, the left side what you have is the physical tower what we have, and we'll build an equivalent of digital tower also. So the digital tower is made out of data. Now the benefit of it is when the physical tower fails, you need to wait for the tower to fail to understand that the tower has failed, right? There are different scenarios by which a tower could fail. Maybe there is a natural calamities, there's a heavy rain, there's a heavy windfall, there's a huge sun, heat stroke. There could be 1,000 reasons why my tower component could fail. But what normally happens before AI transformations where we need to literally wait for the tower to get failed and then we go and address that. Now what we did is we created a clone of that tower in a digital form, which means I build models and I build this total digital tower, network tower in my own system, which is full of data. The benefit, I exactly replicated the tower, physical tower into a digital tower. I can do a lot of what-if scenarios. What if the wind speed is very high? What if the sun temperature is very high? What if there is a cyclone happens? I can test everything in digital to see where it breaks. So that in physical, before it itself going to happen, I can go on either remediate it or avoid it, right? So that's the benefit of building digital twins. And this could be done for anything. You might have heard about mechanical motors, engines, where we do a lot of digital twins. When the engine gets heated up, it gets failed, right? So what we do is we build IoTs, sensors, and the data we continuously collected in a digital motor, digital twin, and then we run that digital twin multiple iterations, multiple scenarios to see at what scenarios it fails, so that in the physical motor we make sure that motor doesn't get into that scenario and we can avoid these failures. That's the benefit of building digital twins, and this is a pretty famous and very evolving topic in AI currently. And we also now started building digital twins for customers. If a customer is with me for the last 5 years and bought different products with me, I build a complete digital twin for the customer. And the benefit is I can apply different promos or offers to a twin to understand whether this customer is going to respond or not. And based on that, I can offer that same promos or offers to the physical customer. So that's the benefit of doing digital twins. So this is a very famous and, as I said, very evolving topic in AI currently. And these 4 topics are very unique to telecom, and the next 4 are common across industries. In any industries you're going to work, these topics are pretty common. Like the first one is the force load. As the term says, force is a workforce. Load is the kind of work they do it. Like if you know call centers. So the force load is also called as the workforce management, where you'll have a number of agents. For example, in Verizon, we have 45,000 agents who just take calls every day. We get around 6 million calls per product in Verizon, and we have 45,000 agents. But if you look at this whole day, so what we do is this 45,000 agents, we depute them in 3 different shifts in a day, so that 24/7 they take calls. But then naturally you might know that the calls will not be, the number of calls coming in a day is not similar across every hour in a day, right? Morning times it will be pretty low, and same late nights it could be low. And the time between 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., there will be a lot of calls because that's the time most of the people will call, right? Which also means in a 24-hour timeline, the number of calls which are going to come is different, which also means the number of agents which I need to depute also should be different. If I don't know that, and 45,000 agents I've equally distributed for every hour, what will happen is, sometime there's very less calls, people don't have much work to do. This is overstaffing, right? And the peak times, like 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. or 6 p.m. peak time, there'll be a lot of calls will be coming. They'll have very less agents, which is understaffing. They'll miss a lot of calls. So this force load is a very simple work to do it, but it saves a lot of my energy and money. For example, if you look at this stats, 7% is my abandon rate, which means people are calling. You might know, you have experience, right? If you call Airtel, how much time normally you stay in that customer care? 10 minutes before you can connect it to an agent. You normally spend about 5 minutes to 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and sometimes you may get tired and then you disconnect it, right? So that's the abandoned call. And my abandoned rate is 7%, which means there are 100 people are calling, 7 people are literally waiting in the call and then they quit, which is not good for me because that customer is not going to come back to me. So the whole purpose of force load is to reduce. As I mentioned, there are 6.2 million calls we get it per month for a single channel. And then we have full-time employees around 8,500, and I have 45,000 call center agents, which are vendors, mostly Tech Mahindra and HCL. The drawbacks are this. Either I have more abandon rate when there's a peak A lot of people are calling and I have very less agents. I'll get abandoned rate. The third is 3.5% of the understaffing. Right? So there's a lot of calls that are coming. I have very less people. What I do is I give OT, overtime, to the agents. And the overtime charge is 3 times more than the normal billing. For example, for an agent, if I pay $15 per hour, if I give an OT, I have to pay $45 per hour. So that's a loss for me also. So this force load model, it's a combination of demand forecasting, which is how many calls are going to come, I forecast it. And based on that, how many employees required, that's a resource optimization. And then I schedule it in such a way that the abandoned rate and understaffing is drastically reduced. This is one classical case, and this could be applied to any industry. It's not about just telecom industry. The same force load is applied. I have done this force load for bank, Canadian bank. I've done this for multiple banks in India also. So this particular AI use case is common across industries. This is not new. Customer analytics. In my team, we have around 2,000 people in Verizon in AI&D. Around 600 people are working only in customer analytics. That's a huge space because we have a direct consumers, like 130 million direct consumers of Verizon network. So we have a lot of customer analytics we do. The unique one is churn management. That's specific to a telecom industry. Churn is somebody leaves my service and goes to my competitor, right? You are in Airtel and you move to Jio. It's a churn for Airtel. It's a pain, right? For example, I had 1,000 prepaid customers this month. All 1,000 left. And next month, I got 1,000 new customers. My business is not same. The reason being is, for acquiring every new customer, I literally have to spend $250. Which means a customer who is continuing from this month to next month has already given me $250 benefit. Because if he has left, I would have spent that $250 to regain or get a new customer. So that's the pain in losing customers. And these millennials, for a small promos, for even $0.5, people leave. So it's very important for me to predict who's going to leave my service tomorrow. So we do a churn prediction where I have an AI model that can predict tomorrow somebody is going to leave. And today I give a promotion in such a way that tomorrow you don't get that thought of leaving my service. So that's the churn models we build. CLTV is a customer lifetime value. Like this is connected to the previous one. If I know that somebody is going to leave my service, should I really retain them? That is based on the customer lifetime value. If you are more valuable customer to me, it makes sense for me to retain you. If you are very average or a low marginal customer for me, I would let go. Because retaining you by giving a promotion is a loss for me. So after I do a churn, we do CLTV analysis to understand how much value that customer is going to bring in. And in that value, a percentage of value is given to you as a promo or a benefit. That's how I try to retain you. So that's the two. Third is an add a line. If a customer has 2 lines with us, what is the propensity they're going to buy a new line with us? So that, and statistically, if a customer has more than 3 lines with Verizon, he will never leave. Yeah, that's a lock. In a lot of banks, if you have a salary account, if you have a savings account, they'll give you a credit card. They'll give you, personal loan. They'll give you home loan. They'll give you car loan. They'll give you almost credit card free of cost. The reason is when you buy multiple products from the same company, it's very difficult for you to leave that company. So we also try to make sure that a customer gets more products as possible so that he could be loyal to me. So that's the add-a-line one. The last is a digital intervention. Digital, as the term says, customer does a lot of business through websites. I think post-COVID, the digital business is too big for us. A lot of people come to online to buy everything. And the digital intervention is, I literally monitor somebody goes through my website to buy something, and then I get something as an effort score. That will tell me that, boss, this customer is struggling to finish his sale in digital. The moment I get an effort score like this, I get an intervention. There's a pop-up comes, like a chatbot comes, right? You might have experienced it. When you go through a website, you get a sudden pop-up, like a chatbot will come and ask you, hey, may I help you, right? The purpose is to make sure that I handhold you till you do a sales in digital. So that's a digital intervention sales, and this roughly has improved our sales by 24% for us. Sentiment analysis, this you might all know. A lot of customers, if they are not happy, they literally don't tell you, but they go to social media and scold you like anything. And there's a good customer, he never propagates that I have a good experience, but the bad customer, he makes sure that 10 more customers are really getting spoiled. And they don't, when we circulate a survey, people don't even talk to us directly. They say, yeah, it's all okay. But then social media, they burn us like anything. So there's a lot of social analytics, network analytics, SNA we do it, where we actually try to get the sentiment of the customers through their textual, publications, whatever they do it. And based on the sentiment, we proactively go and address the customer's problems so that he doesn't spoil 10 more customers buying business from me. So the sentiment analysis will exactly tell me if the customer has a positive sentiment with us or neutral sentiment or negative sentiments. I can go and pull out all the customers who have negative sentiments with me. I can go and look at why they have a negative sentiments with us, and I can go and address that using an outbound call so that I can improvise or improve his customer experience, and thereby I make him as my loyal customers, right? So that's a very important analysis, very simple to do it, very very important to do it. And this is ticket prediction. The ticket is the call center tickets. Customer calls, as I said, in the force load, there are 6 million calls we get in a month for a single product. And when customer talks to the agents, based on the text, we convert, we understand what type of problem he has, and then we create a ticket automatically. A lot of times what happens is, as I mentioned, the call centers are vendors. It's not Verizon employees. A lot of them, they don't even understand the product, what we work on. They wrongly assign the problems to something else, and it's very difficult. What happens is, customer had a problem in network, but then the agent was not very sure of it. He tagged to a different product saying he has a device problem. The ticket is assigned to a device executive. It goes back and forth. Finally, customer gets pissed off because his problem is not solved. So properly categorizing the customer problem is very important for me. So we build some AI models which, when customer talks with the agent, with the text, it will exactly predict the problem and it will assign it to that particular category. And this is using the text which customer is doing. Nowadays with GenAI and ChatGPT, the GenAI and LLMs, we even summarize the problem and tag it along with the ticket prediction. So we rightly predict what is the problem which customer has, and then we also summarize it using LLM, GenAI, and put that or summary also part of the ticket so that whomsoever is going to solve, they already know what is the problem customer is facing, right? So in the chatbot side, in the ticket predictions, call center side, GenAI, we have done so many models currently that really pays a lot of benefits for us. All right. Yep, I think that's pretty much, and I'm pretty fast. Thank you, and if you have any questions, I would love to take. No questions? This can happen only at 2 stages, right? Either you understood everything or you understood nothing. All right, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Your presentation was intellectually innovative and constructively practical. Let's begin with the quiz now. The first question is, what is the abbreviation of RRH? Any one of you? Kindly come to the stage.
Remote radio head.
Yeah, it's the correct answer.
Thank you.
I request Zeenat Zarina ma'am to give the gift. Kindly put your hands together. The second question is, under retail video analytics, what was the idea given for productivity and customer tracking? I repeat, under retail video analytics, what was the idea given for productivity and customer tracking?
Heat map.
Yeah, correct. I request Anuradha ma'am to give the gift. The final question is, expand PIP.
Private IP model.
What?
Private IP model.
No.
Private internet protocol.
Right answer. I request Mr. Sudesh to give the gift. Kindly put your hands together. As we are now in the verge of ending this day's conference, I call upon Mr. Subhash of 2nd BCom Professional Accounting to convey the vote of thanks.
Good evening to everyone gathered here. I am Subhash from 2nd Professional Accounting. On behalf of our department, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to our Honorable Chief Guest, Mr. Sudesh Sankravel, for his enlightening presentation on AI in transforming telecommunication sector. His insights into how artificial intelligence is revolutionizing the industry were both informative and inspiring. Actually, his talk not only deepened our understanding, but also offered a glimpse into the future of telecommunication sector. We appreciate him for taking the time to share his expertise and experience with us by providing a thought-provoking and energizing conclusion to our session today. Thank you, sir. My heartfelt thanks to our beloved principal, Mr. Dr. Paul Wilson, and our head of the department, Dr. Nirmala Mogan, conference convener, staff advisor, for all the guidance and support. Our gratitude also extends to our every staff members and volunteers who worked diligently for today's conference, which made this event very successful. Lastly, I extend my thanks to our beloved students for their enthusiasm and participation, which made this event a truly a memorable one. Once again, thank you all.
Once again, thank you all. I request the students to kindly be seated until the guest leaves. All the committee volunteers kindly stay back for the review meeting. Attendance will be taken by your mentors. Thank you. Kindly remain in silence.